the 6 times 3 teaspoons of oil into my mixer. Next, I need to add the eggs. How much egg now? 3 medium eggs per thing. So 3 is 9. All right, so we are now 9. We're gonna do 9 eggs. All right, so we egg them here. They may a large egg, but it no matter. We're just gonna do 9 large eggs. By Sainsbury's. All right. Whoa. All right, that's a 1. Then we're gonna do 9 in total, right? I'm gonna take them out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'm gonna put them over here, so we're gonna mix up. Whatever I'm done with, put over here, so. So now, why? 2. Ooh, this breaks so nice. 3. Oh. 4. That's 4. 5 more to go. That's 5. 6. 7. 8. And 9. All right, so we have with 9 eggs. I'm just throw them away actually. So we have 9 eggs, right? In there, plus the oil. I'm throwing away all of these now. Ooh. All right. Let me go through this. All right, cool. So 9 eggs done, completed. If you're just joining, we are baking up a storm. The first thing on our agenda is to bake these, right? And these are vanilla cakes, right? Then I'm going to try to do something. I don't know if you've ever tried, but my husband sent me this triple, like he saw this thing on Instagram where they mixed brownie and cookies, and he wants me to try it. We've never done it. I've never even baked cookies before. I've baked brownies once and it turned out really good, so I don't mind the brownie, but I'm actually gonna mix them in one thing, right? If you're new here, do subscribe to the channel so you can join again. So first we're here and we're trying these things. Hi. All right, so we've added already our first 2 ingredients, which are the oil, the vegetable oil, and the eggs. Now we need to add water or milk. I think I'm gonna do a mixture of both because, right? So water and milk. Let's try to do a mixture of those. I have my measuring cup here. I think it's gonna be yummy too. Like, I think the chocolate and the cookie mix is gonna be yummy. So stay tuned for that. I am excited to try that. So right now we're gonna add our milk, and I'm going to use this here because we're doing 3. Everything that they tell us to do on the pack for 1, we're doing that times 3, right? So here they said add 180 milliliter of milk. 180. So that's just on the 200. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna open this, pour it. So I'm gonna add this, and then whatever is left, I will do that in water. This is the double cream. All right, cool. So you can see that that's 200 milliliters, sorry. And I'm gonna add that into this mix here. And then I'm gonna add the water. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rinse this out and then add the water. If you're new, do subscribe. And I'm gonna remove that out the way. And then we're gonna add the rest of water. Yep. And just go a little bit more. Yeah. All right, cool. So that should do it. All right, so we've added all, I believe we've added now all of our wet ingredients, right? So we've done the egg, the water, the oil. So I'm gonna mix those out first, and then I am going to then add our cake mix, right? Remember, we have 3 cake mixes here, but then later on, you stay tuned because we're gonna attempt to do a mixture of this. This is something we saw on Instagram, and I'm going to attempt to do a cookie. So the cookie and the brownie mixed together. They're very different textures, and I've never actually baked a cookie before. I've done brownie once, and it turned out really nice. So I'm wanting to see how that will turn out for this. All right, so let's come over here now to our mixer. So let me turn this around so you guys can see. So that's what's in there is looking like at the moment. Let me just make sure it's brightened so you guys can see. All right, so you should be able to see that now. Okay, and what we're gonna do is just mix this out for a little bit before. Do like the live, guys, if you're enjoying it. And just using the mixer, mixing it out. And this is the pot that we're using. And as you can see, we've added, instead of the melted butter, we have gone with the vegetable oil. Yep, and then we've gone with a mixture of water and milk and some eggs. Alright? I'm going to then add in our cake mixes. So let's open this now so we can start. So upon opening, we have this white substance here. Same again, opening this. Whoop. We have our another one, which we're opening again. Yep. So in total, we have our 3 cake mixes. I think let's just open this and double check, but I believe that this should be okay. So let's just see. Let's just double check. I think the egg and everything is mixed out. I think so. So, all right, that's fine. Yeah. All right, so now we're gonna pour these into the mixed, the solution that we have so far. And let's see. Open. So let's open first. Yeah. Okay. And let's mix that in first. I don't want it to be doing too much. And then we're gonna do the same thing with this. Just gonna open them up and let them mix in each other. And do the same here. Alright. And that looks to be mixing well. So we can stop this now. Now we can open and we're going to add another pack. Alright, for those who are just joining, we are baking up a storm today. First, we are making these, right? So these are the vanilla cake. Right, so we're gonna try to make some vanilla cake first, and then afterwards is what I'm most excited to try. I am going to be making a mixture of this and this. So we'll be combining the chocolate chip with the brownie. We saw something on Instagram, and it was like they made it together. You know that cookie has a different texture to brownies, right? Now I've tried doing brownie only once before and it turned out pretty good. It was really nice. And then I've never tried doing cookies before. So yeah, so now it'd be interesting to see how they mix together. But yeah, we're gonna be trying this in a bit, so stay tuned for that. If you're new here, do subscribe, join the fam. I am Jamaican. I see somebody asking that I sound Caribbean. I am indeed Caribbean. I am from the beautiful island of Jamaica. So yeah. So right now we're just making some cake, vanilla cake first. But when we actually make them, what we're gonna do is we're going to add a bit of we're gonna make some cupcakes as well as the sponge cakes, and then we're gonna add some fruits to one of the mixtures. All right. Okay, let's blend this in. Not blend, but let's mix this in again. And I have my pans out here. Yeah. So when we do that to mix some more. And then let me just check on the bottom of this. I'm gonna make sure that the bottom is indeed mixing out as well, because we don't want to be having lumps in this. And we're scraping the sides, and I see that there's still some lumps in here, so we'll continue mixing for some time. And I will also add the other pack to it, because as I mentioned, we're doing 3. So we'll be adding the other pack to it. Of course, this is the first batch of the cakes that we will be making. All right, so stay tuned for the last cake that we'll be making, where we'll be putting together these two, which will be very yummy. All right, so okay. And I will leave this to mix about. Again, all right. And now we're gonna leave it for about 3 minutes to mix. I don't curse, darling. Somebody was asking me to say curse words. I'm guessing because I said I'm Jamaican. So, no, I don't curse. All right, so let's put this back in, and then let's get to mixing again. I will add some water. To it. I must say, it smells like ice cream. It smells so good. Alright, let's bring it up. Because essentially, we don't want any lumps in it. So let's have a look together. Now I see bubbles forming, which is good. We do want bubbles. My mom was telling me, I said, Mom, how do you know like when like the cake is like the mixture is ready and so forth? How do you know when you've added the right amount of water and so, right? And she's like, there should be bubbles forming when thing. I can still see some lumps of the things that haven't been blended out properly. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add a little bit of water, a little bit, not too much. I'm going to add a little water, and then I am going to, yeah, this is better. I'm going to add a little water and then allow it to blend some more, to mix some more. A little water and then mix some more. So bring it back. And allow it to mix some more. Now I do have some baking paper, the non-stick baking paper that I will be using to assist me. Alright, so allow that to you see that it still does have bubbles in it, and allow that to sit for some time. Okay, so I have my baking pan here, and then I'm going to attempt to pour this into the baking dish and try and see. All right, so you can see this is nicely done. It looks great. If we, yeah, it looks lovely, and it smells so good. It smells really, really good. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is, as I mentioned, I have my baking paper here, and I have, this is the pan I'm going to be using. I'm going to put this in here like that, and then I will be pouring this into it. All right, and then we'll also be making some cupcakes, and I have a tray here, and this holds 12 cupcakes. All right, cool. Hi everybody, if you're new here, do subscribe, do like the live as well, and do share it as well. All right, so let's do this then, guys, right? Let me scrape any additional thing off here. How many of you guys in here are bakers, or have you ever tried baking? Let me know. Does this look okay? Does it look well? The mixture. I think it looks okay. I'm gonna now remove this attachment. Yeah, I'm gonna remove it. Up there. Take it out like that. Yep. Okay, cool. And then now remember, for one of them I did say that I wanted to add this to the bottom. So you know, like how we usually make pineapple upside down cake, what I want to do is like try something similar but with these glazed cherries, and I think that could work as well. So I'm trying to like decide whether I want to do it in the cake itself, or should I do it elsewhere? I don't know. But all right, let's try this. So let's remove this from here. It is full, and let's just remove this out the way for now, because we're gonna use this again very shortly. But for now, let's remove it to the side, and then we focus on this here, right? I also have this, which is like a light fry and delicate butter flavor. So it's cooking spray. I use it for baking as well. And I'm gonna spray my little pan. Yep. I do have my brush. That I will use to even distribute this over the pan, so it's better. Okay, and then I'm gonna add my paper to this non-stick paper. Just add this here. So you see I added that. All right, so guys, should we try with this in the middle, like from this? Do you reckon, or should we leave it a plain cake and try elsewhere? What do you think? Should we put the cherries in this? Let me taste one and see if it tastes nice. It does taste nice, to be fair. So we could try and put the cherries on top. Yeah. All right, so my hands are washed and they're clean. If you're doing this at home, make sure you wash your hands and you clean them as well. I'm gonna lay out the cherries like that. Yeah. Gonna make them random around the thing. I think it would be pretty. It would be nice. Alright. I think that's fine. I'm trying to evenly space them. So like, you know, we achieve something here. Not just, yeah. What do you think? How does that look? I think that's okay, isn't it? We don't want it to be too much, but not too little either, you know? I think that's fine. Yeah. All right, cool. So now we're gonna pour. Now we're gonna pour our cake mixture into here. So let's go. All right, and I think that's good pouring, right? Do I want to add more cherries? Let's tuck some more cherries in. So that they're distributed throughout. Ooh. And then they can sink in, and then it'll actually be like a cherry vanilla type of, you know? Yeah. I think that looks well. What do you think? And it can sink in together. I do want it to like sort of cover. Oh, wait, hold up. Before we do anything with this, let me just make sure that we have enough for the cupcakes. So let's just, you know, fill our cupcakes up. Okay, so for our cupcakes, I'm using this. Actually, I should have like a better measurement thingy-majig. I could use this for the cupcakes. This is like, what measurement is this? This is like half a cup. Yeah, I think this is a good thing. So I'm using half a cup. Dip that in here. Dip that in, and then we'll do that per cupcake. I think that's, yeah. I think that's this. So again, I wish I had the ice cream like scooper thing. I think that would be the best thing here, but I don't. So gotta work with what I got. Yeah. Alright, so let's try again. Hi! If you're new here, do subscribe. Alright, we're baking up a storm today. Okay. Let's just scrape this out. And then let's go again. Another big scoop. And we just pour it. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I did not spray this, did I? No, I didn't. I didn't spray at all. And I'm running out. Alright, cool. Let's just hope that the rest, that the others won't stick too tough. But yeah. Alright, next. Big scoop. Scrape it all off. And we pour. It seems like I'll still have a lot of this. Ooh, I'm messing up this entire thing. So, let's do it. I'm trying to hurry this process up. Okay. Pour, pour, pour. Scrape. Now we're gonna pour some more. We might have enough to do like a vanilla loaf type of setting, you know? So let's see actually. Alright, scoop again. If you're new here, do subscribe. Pour again. Wow, we still have quite a lot of mixture left. So that's good. That means we can make more stuff. So I think that ends it nicely. I think there is one here that looks a little less than the rest. So let's just top them up. Anyone that looks less than the rest, let's just top it up. And then let's see, this one does look a little less than the rest as well. Trying to top those up. Any more? Yep. See this one. And maybe this one again. Yeah. Alright, cool. I think that is it for this. So I think now I could add some of this here to this. Just cover it all up. Yeah. Cover it all up. And then we'll see how it turns out, yeah? Alright. What are we gonna do now with the additional stuff that we got? Let me wipe this. Because I did mess up the top, didn't I? Yeah. Wipe that. Let's wipe that. I think this one looks still a little like it could get some more. That one at the end. So let's top it up some. Okay, cool. Alright, put that on the paper again. Alright, cool. Alright, so I'm gonna now, let's read the back. So it said, "27 minutes. Yep, we're gonna bake it for 27 minutes. So let's preheat our oven. And we're gonna put this on fan. Preheating. We're gonna do it to 50. Yep. And then because we do have some left, in our container here, what I am going to do is, we still have quite some more left actually, you know. So now I'm gonna do the plain one in this. That's what I'm gonna do with this that's left. So that's okay. We have another tin, and we're gonna do the plain ones. Okay. Let's just. Okay, so we have this, and I'm going to again spray my cooking spray into this. Then I'm going to use my brush and make sure that I evenly spread it all out across the sides and in the corners and all these extra spaces that you know need to be filled. And then put that back there. Then I'm going to add my little baking paper. And then I'm going to pour the rest of this into here and allow it to bake. Yeah, you see, pouring it into here. We'll scrape it. Okay. So now we have our stuffies done, and I'm gonna wipe here so that when the cake is baked it's not too messy. So far you can see we have this. Remember we had put some glazed cherry into this one. Then we have our plain cupcakes, and then we now have the plain loaf, the vanilla loaf that we're making. All right, so those we're going to put into our oven. I'm preheating the oven currently, so I've put it at like 155, and I've put it on the fan, and it's just preheating. And I'm gonna put these in, and then they should be lovely. All right, and then we can get to this bit here that we're trying to do, which if you haven't yet heard, we're going to be making triple chocolate chunky, my goodness, wow, triple chocolate chunk brownie mix. That's what we're gonna be making. I really stuttered there like I can't read. And then chocolate chip cookie that my husband wants. We're gonna see how that goes, right? And for that we're gonna use this here to make it. Okay, all right, cool stuff. All right, let's see now. Let's put these in the oven and let's get to it. All right, so let me turn this around again. If you're new, do subscribe, do like, and let me turn this around. You can see that we have all these little stuffies here. Okay, all right, so the cake with the cherries in. We have the plain vanilla cupcakes, and we have the vanilla loaf. That's also plain. Do like the live. All right, so let's input these now into our oven. Okay. First the cake. Then I'm gonna put the cupcake below it. But I'm also gonna put this beside it. So we have 3 things in. Let's look. We have 3 things in the oven currently. All right. Okay, cool. So those 3 are done. All right. Cool. Then we gotta tidy up. We've gotta clean up because we still do have these 2 to make. Right? We have these 2 still to try and make. I don't think I will be making the carrot cake today. No, I'm not gonna do that. So I'll just leave that carrot cake. I'll leave it for another time. So now we're gonna attempt this and this while we allow those 3 in there to bake. Okay? So yes, now we're gonna attempt this, which is very exciting for me because even the instructions, let's have a look. So the key instruction I need is 30 milliliters of water. I need to prep time is 10 minutes. So stir quickly, mix and water in a large bowl with a large spoon until you have a stiff dough. If dough doesn't form, stir it up to 5 milliliter more water. Do not eat Okay, cool. Heap teaspoons of dough into a non-stick baking paper lined baking tray, leaving gaps between them to allow spreading. Okay, cool. So I understand that. And then for this one, I need water, I need egg, and I need oil. Let's look how many eggs I need for this. I can either do 1 medium egg, that, and this. Okay, so I can do that. That's fine. But first, let's clean up. My pan is dirty from the previous mix that we had. All of these are dirty, so let's clean up again. And then we're gonna attempt this, which is really exciting. Those in there are going ahead and we are baking up a storm. So far we've been here 54 minutes and we've done all that already. We're making a good progress. I can see it is still light out, so that's good. And I'll keep it that way because I don't want it to get dark before I finish these. Okay, so as I mentioned, next thing up on the agenda is to make these triple chocolate chunk, and this simply because hubby saw this on Instagram and he shared it with me and he wants me to attempt doing it. I have never attempted to make cookies before, but I have done this once and I did it and it was nice. So hopefully we get the same consistency. But now today we're going to have to do this and this combined. I'm going to do it in this because I think that would work best. We have those on the there that are doing their thing, and I'm going to leave them to do that for 27 minutes according to the pack. That's what it said. Yep, see, 27 minutes. Okay, so let's put a timer on it. 27 minutes as of now, which is 6:30. But in the meantime, let's clean up. Okay guys, Sabbath is coming down. Sabbath is coming. I'm coming down. What is that? I'm gonna put this in the fridge because we're done with that. And then let's hold this. Okay, cool. So let's get this out the way. Let's clean up. I won't do the carrot cakes today. I have 3 things in the oven currently baking. Those are the chocolate vanilla, not chocolate, the cherry vanilla cake. That's a round sponge cake. We have the vanilla cupcakes, and we also have the plain vanilla loaf cake that we're making. So those three are in the oven. Happy about that, and I am praying to God that they come out good. All right, and then we're gonna now do Merv's thing and see how that comes out. But first I want to clean up these so that we can go again. It is 6:30, so at 7 or minutes to 7 we take out the cupcakes and the cake and the loaf cake from the oven. That's currently in there. But I am excited for the thing that we're going to try now with the mixture of cookie and brownie, because I've never even made cookie before. So let's see how that goes. Okay, we clean as we go over here, and you should do the same. I haven't baked in so long that it feels exciting and it feels new again to be baking. If you just joined in, we're baking up a storm. In our oven, we currently have 12 cupcakes, vanilla. We have a round cherry vanilla sponge cake, and we also have a plain vanilla loaf. We have another mixture coming up, which we're preparing for by cleaning out our equipment to go again. Okay, almost there, guys. So ready again? Let's go. Guys, the cupcakes so far, oh my goodness, they are rising. Let me show you guys. Like, look at them. They are rising up. Can you see how they're rising? And then the cake hasn't risen as yet, and that loaf hasn't. Well, yeah, okay. And it smells so good, but look at the one at the back. Like that one. Oh my goodness. Yeah. All right, so next up we have these. We got these. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let me share this quickly. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they are. Oh my goodness. Look at them. Look at that one at the back is really doing a madness. That's crazy. And then the cake. It smells so good. So, so good. All right. Next up, we got these. So now we're going to do, I think I can do the same. I'm going to put this in the mix and then this I have to mix separately. So let's go again. Okay, so now hold up. Just make sure got this. Okay, that should be it now. This is just me, being me, cleaning as I go. All right then. Okay, cool. This is our little container that we're going to use for this exciting new venture. So we can put these over here for now. Alright, so let's get to it. So, let me put this up because we don't need the sugar. It looks so good. The cakes and stuff look so, so good. And I don't want it to burn. I don't want anything to spoil it. In the name of Jesus, they will come out great. Amen? Amen. Amen. All right, 6:35. We've cleaned up our stuff. Let's go again. All right, this I'm gonna have to mix in a bowl. So let's get a bowl up. Okay, bowl for this. And then for this, I'm gonna use my baking thingy-majig. Let's just make sure it's dry. Just make sure it's dry. Okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So now, can we do this here? Oh, we could do actually. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna use the same attachment that I did use for the other one, which is this. Attach it back. Okay. And okay, so let's read this ingredient. So we're gonna need 1 medium egg. I've got a large egg, that is fine. So let's put it in here. Oh, mighty gosh. Okay. So 1 egg is now in. I wrote that on my hand, so I'm washing my hands. Okay. Then it says 30 milliliter or 2 tablespoons of oil. So let's get back our tablespoon little measuring thing. I'm going to put 2 of this into this. So let's count. 1. Wow. 2. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of oil. We're working with the directions today. If you're not new here, you know that we usually just go with the vibes, but today we're working with the instructions. So we added our egg, we added the oil, and then we need 60 milliliters of water. That's 4 tablespoons of water. Okay, we still got our tablespoon here. So let's add 4 of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that was a little extra, but you know, right? Ooh, the cakes are coming on so nicely. Let's give you a little update. Look at them. The loafing, the cake rising. These down here rising. I see that they've stopped rising now. In fact, they look a bit. They look like they have shrinked a bit, right? Or no? I don't know. But anyway, they're looking lovely, and I hope they keep the same way. In the name of Jesus, y'all keep the same way. Okay. So now, added the water, added the oil, added that. That's cool. So they say let that mix. Mix together. The brownie, this triple chocolate brownie in the cakes. Okay, now we added this to it. Let's open it. I'm just pouring everything in. This is the triple chocolate brownie. I'm gonna close it and allow it to mix. While that mixes, I will be going to the cookie mix. And for this, we only need to add water. But also bear in mind that the stuff that we have in the oven, yeah, they're doing what it needs to do over there. And then we have this in here, mixing. So but also I need to make sure that everything blends well. So I'm just gonna make sure that I'm scraping the sides down. Yeah, see that I'm scraping the sides and the bottom as well to make sure that everything blends together well. Chocolate, triple chocolate brownie this is. And whereas we use 3 of the other mix, for this one we only want 1. Okay, so that's chocolate, triple chocolate mix. Remember, we are combining that with the cookies. So, and then we also have these in the oven that are, they are, you know, coming along nicely. So that's good. They're looking good. But that's a triple chocolate cookie. I mean, no, not cookie, the triple chocolate brownie. I'm gonna now mix the cookie mix, and then we're gonna place both in here and we're gonna see how it turns out. So let's just hope for the best of this. All right, so now let's mix together. Let's put this back so we can continue mixing that now that we've scraped the side. And then now we have our bowl that we're going to do the cookie mix in. Okay, so with our cookie dough, just going to pour it into here. And it says we need 30 milliliter or 2 tablespoons of water. So let's try with 2 tablespoons of water. This is a tablespoon, so let's try. Oh my God. 1, 2. Is that gonna be enough? We say we should mix it together until it forms a dough. That's not. How is that enough? With a big spoon. Surely that's not enough, isn't it? Hold on. Stir, da 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 da. If dough doesn't form, see, when they say do a little more. So let's try a little more. Part of the dough should form. I don't think this is enough. Cannot be. How are they saying only 2 teaspoons of water for this entire pack to form a dough? But bear in mind, I've never made cookie before, so that's another thing. Oh, okay. The dough is forming. Okay. Wow. 2.5 teaspoons of water I used for this entire pack. And indeed, the dough is forming. It's my first time making cookies. So that's really interesting. Guys, the dough has formed indeed. Alright, I think that's finished, and I think this is finished. Okay, so a dough has formed. Oh, I am in awe of that. That's crazy to me. So here we have the dough formed with only 2 tablespoons, 2.5 tablespoons of, wow, wow. Okay, so now here's where the fun begins, because now we have our mixtures of the triple chocolate and our chocolate chip. We need to now combine them in one thing, which is going to be in this, and we're going to see how, because this is saying on the pack that hey, we need to evenly space them, so leaving gaps between them to allow spreading. But we're planning to put this in it. So how are we going to leave gaps? How are we going to leave gaps? I don't know how we're going to leave. I don't know, mate. We're just going to see how it goes, right? So let's see. It says we need to heap 8 teaspoons of dough onto a non-stick baking paper tray lined. Okay, so guys, what we're attempting to do here is what we saw on Instagram. They mixed cookie with brownie mix in one thing. We're gonna try that now. So it says we need to line this tray, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna definitely do that, because what we don't want. So first we do that, and we evenly spread this out in here. Yeah. And then I'm gonna cut a piece of paper a piece of my non-stick baking paper. And see, we don't need so much, so let's just cut. All right, let's cut here. Let's see. Hopefully this will fit. Yeah. Okay. And then we're gonna do the two mixtures. Let's see. That. Left here. Okay, so, ooh, my gosh. Okay. So, we have that there, right? And now they're saying, with our dough that we have formed as instructed, we need to put 8 heaps of dough on this. Leave space in between. But I think in the spaces, I'm just going to pour this over it. That's what I'm going to do. You guys. And see how it comes out. Should I use a smaller one? I don't know. Should I use a smaller one? And then have it... Maybe I should use a smaller tray, don't it? And then... So it can be like a lot deeper, right? Let's do that. I am going to use this dish instead, just so it can be deeper. And yeah, I think that would be better, because we don't have enough mixtures for what we're trying to do here. No, let's just double check that. This is the chocolate, the triple chocolate, right? And again, let me just ensure that I see. So this is what we have, the triple chocolate stuff. It's all mixed out. The chocolate is just sticking at the bottom. So we're going to be mixing at the moment this, right, with this. And I think it would work better if we did this so it's more deep rather than flat, because we only have these two. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. And in the oven here, we do have the cupcakes at the bottom, and we have, so the cupcakes are vanilla. We have this, that's cherry and vanilla, so I've put some cherry in it, and then this is just plain vanilla loaf. So those are in the oven. Jat! Yeah, so it's my first time making cookie, but because Merv wants me to try the cookie thingy-majig where he saw on Instagram, where he saw these two mixed together, we're gonna try something today. But I think if I put it in this, because we don't have much mixture, it's gonna be flat. I don't want it to be flat. I want it to be more deep. So I'm gonna use this one instead, and hopefully that works. So let us see. Let's see. So I'm spraying some more of my... By the way, the cupcakes look like they're ready, but I am so scared to open this because I know that the cake will drop, and I don't want the cake to drop, right? So I don't want to open this and take out the cupcakes. If anything, and the cupcakes are too burned, I will eat them myself. But I don't want to open it and spoil the cakes. I really don't want to. So I'm scared. Should I open it and just take them out quickly? What do y'all think? What y'all think? Oh gosh. Because the cake's not ready yet. Oh, and it's about time right now. It is about time to take everything out. Oof. Okay, girls. What shall we do? Okay, let me actually. Should I do this? All right, let's test them. Yeah. How about that? Let's test them. Let me get my baking gloves out. I might open this and just grab the. Let me open this and just grab the thing real quick. Oh, okay. I want to open this and grab that quick. Woo. Oh my god. Oh my god. Woo. Okay. Grab the cupcakes. I'm gonna allow them to cool. Over here somewhere. Okay, and hopefully the cake doesn't drop. Cake, in the name of Jesus, stay. Right? Okay, cool. So they're slightly more burnt than I wanted because I was scared to open it. But that's the cupcakes, y'all. Alright, now let's get back to the meat of the matter. Let's try to do this thing so Murph can try. I'm not a brownie fan. I'm not even a chocolate cake person, but we have that here, right? So now we're gonna make it a deep dish brownie chocolate cookie mixture. And I don't know how we're gonna do it because listen, they said we should be leaving space, so we should have 8 heaped teaspoons of the dough into a non-stick baking paper lined baking tray, leaving gaps between them. We're not doing none of that. We're gonna put some here and then we're gonna pour this on top of it and we see how it goes. So let's do that. Alright, this is finishing. So let's see if we can get some more on the side. Then using my little thingy-majiggy. Brush. Yeah. Somebody asked if I'm married. I am indeed. Alright. And I'm going to use this same paper because I'm not going to waste my paper. So I'm going to cut this in half. Yeah, I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to try. I do something. I cut it so. I mean, I don't want too much. Yeah. Can't see this up. Alright, now Father God. Here we are. Alright. Okay. Our cakes over here. That's how they come in. Yeah. So. Alright, now let's see. Alright. So how we gonna do this? Oh my gosh. How we gonna do this? I'm trying to set y'all up so you can see properly, you know? Okay, girl. Whew. How? Okay. I think that should be it. All right, that's done. So now we're gonna get eight heaps. It ain't gonna be no 8 heaps or nothing. Let me just heap some up and put some somewhere. So we're gonna put 1 heap there. Mercy. We're gonna put a next heap here. We're gonna put a 3rd heap here. Why? Why? Just I'm gonna try something here. Something. Alright, so now let's remove this. And this. So now we're gonna pour this over here. We're gonna pour it all over, right? Because so the gentleman see the people them do it on Instagram. So that's how we do it too. Alright, let me stop this off. Me save a little piece again of the cookie thing. Little jappy. Mercy now. You probably drop this. It's a drop anyway, line now. Hey! Woo! Okay, we skip put the rest of this. And let's see what it do. Let's see what it does. We went to school here. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, it is my first time making cookies, and I have attempted to do brownies only once before at the request of my husband, and apparently it was really good. Dee tried it and Merv tried it, and all the persons who tried it, they were good. They said it was really nice. So let's pray that this comes out really nice, and let's pray that this comes out like a deep dish. You know, one of them ones. It would be good if it came out like a deep dish type of thing. I am not a fan of chocolate cake, so that's why I'm not a fan of brownie either. So yeah, but I did try the last one I did, and it was nice. It was, even though I'm not a fan of like chocolate stuff like that. So chocolate itself is good, but the cake and the ice cream, oh no. All right, I think that does it. All right, and I'm hoping when the cookie expands, well, it has to expand up because it has no other way to expand really. All right, so I think that's it. So that is our triple chocolate and this in one container, and I think voila. So this is how it looks. Yeah, you see how deep it is, so hopefully when it expands, yeah, it can be good. All right, leave that for a little minute, let it do what it do. Let's now see. I think those should be ready to come out. What do you think? Let's test it with the knife. Let's do a knife test. Let's do a knife test. I think it looks about ready. Oh, that's ready. And let's do this. Oh, this is not ready. So I'm gonna take this out and I'm gonna do this one. Oh, that's not ready. But it's gonna drop. I feel it. Let's take this. Oh, let's do another knife test actually. Let's do another knife test for this one around here. Yeah, that's ready then. So let's take this out. this one. Woo. Oh. We can put this in, to be fair. Put this in at the bottom. And we leave this in. Alright, so I left the cake. I've left the cake in. And I've put the brownie thingy in. So this is the vanilla, the plain vanilla loaf that I did. So this was just plain by itself, you know. Yeah. And then let's remove this. So we finished over 12, well, yeah, 12 eggs today. I think it was less than 12, maybe 10 eggs today, between the baking of this, that, and these. All right, so let me bring those over here. Ooh. And this is what I mean. Like, I had left them in a little longer than they needed to be left in longer because I was scared that I was gonna think. So I'm gonna have this one because that's a bit burnt. So I'm gonna have that. Let me try to take it out. This is the same knife I used for the thingamajig. So let's try to take it out and see. If you remember, I didn't spray some of them. You can see this is very burnt. Not burnt too bad, but very brown. So let's do a taste test for this one. Very spongy. And it's nice, guys. Yeah. Fair enough. I do wish though that I'd opened it and taken it out sooner. It would have been better. Yeah, it would have been much better. Because then they would have been soft and as nice. But it's fine. Let's try taking all of them out. If you guys remember, I had forgotten to spray the tin. Right, so let me get the actual thingamajig. I was gonna put them on this. It's like my thingy, but I want to put the, what do I want to put? I want to put the cake on this. So, and then I want to cut the loaf. So this loaf I want to put in here, right, when I'm bringing them down this weekend. So I might just put them in these. Yeah, I might just do that. They won't hold. Okay. So I'm guessing then gotta put them in this. I'm leaving this one out. That's another burnt. Well, I think it's too golden. But what I might do actually, guys, is I might put them on the cover of this, and I then might put icing on them and decorate them. Yeah, I might do that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Well, I know Merv's gonna want to try one when he gets here, so I'll leave that other one over there for Merv. Yeah, loving that they're coming out in good sizes. Loving that. Yes, yes. Great. Great. Amazing. Awesome. Great. Awesome. And one last one. I'm using the back of the knife because if you use the front, even though it's a table knife, like the front will cut into them. And we do want all of them. So that's how the tray looked. I didn't spray my tray. Like when I was pouring it, I remembered. So I think I did like 3 without spraying it or something. But yeah. But not bad. And these are how the cupcakes looking. As I said, my only regret is that I didn't take them out sooner, and I was scared to take them out sooner because I didn't want the other cake to drop. So yeah, let's see. Let's allow this to cool some more before I touch that. Yep. Alright. So that's that. And then okay, so the icing that I have is this one, vanilla buttercream. So I am going to heat this up a little bit, and then I'm gonna drizzle it on the top of like the loaf, so like have some drizzle on it, and then I'm gonna drizzle it on the top of these as well. Just drizzle. I don't have a lot of this, and it's only this that I have. So I'm gonna put this in the microwave now. Right. I put this in for 20 minutes. 20 seconds. And it's quite soft and quite runny already. This is how it's looking. I do want it to be a bit runnier. I'm gonna leave it in there for another 5 seconds. Because I want it to be a bit runnier. To take this out. As this should be. So let's try to take it out. It is still hot under the bottom. It's still quite hot. But you see how it, wow, came out quite freely, innit? So that's good. You can see came out quite freely. I'm gonna put it out in here like that. Yep. And then I can drizzle this. Yep. Let's do another on this cake down here. Okay, y'all, I made this a bit too hot. You see, now it's a bit too runny, so I'm gonna leave it for some time to cool down a bit before I drizzle it over here, over this. But in the interim, I believe that cake over here is not ready. So let's get to it. Okay, y'all, so the cake in the oven is ready. I'm gonna take it out. Ooh. Oh. So here it is, this one. I'm gonna allow it to cool over here. So we have those over there. And we have this here. I'm allowing that to cool. And then we do have the brownie. Now, only that's left. I'm gonna put it in the middle, in the center of the oven. Let's put that in the center there and allow that to do what it do. Okay, so now that's all the baking that we have. I am going to drizzle this, as I mentioned. Yeah, I'm gonna drizzle the loaf because I think it would be better like that. So let me attempt that. Okay, let's attempt to drizzle this and see what we do. Okay. Let's do a double drizzle. How we do a double drizzle? Let's start over here. Yeah. Let's just cross the ones that we had. Okay, and I think for the remaining ones of these, I'm just gonna spread them on top, give it a little razzle dazzle. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Oh, the icing is getting hard now. Leave some with, leave some without, right? Yeah, I think that would be best. Leave some with and some without. Yep. Okay. So that's that. Okay. So we're not looking bad, guys. I don't know what going on there, but hey. And then we did a little drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. And then we're waiting on this to cool down a bit because I want to turn this over. Remember, this is the one that we did the cherries in. And of course, our brownie cupcake thing is over there doing. But this is not turning out to be bad at all. With a little drizzle, drizzle, drizzle on top. And I just did some things on those. And now we're waiting for this so I can flip it over because that's what the cherries are on. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's the latest update, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end it here. And when everything is done, I'm going to come back to you guys with the updates, with like the final review of what we baked today, alright? So amazing. Thank you so much for joining, and come back later for the cake reveal.